Sad day today. We were excited for Wireless Festival. As you guys know, we flew out last year for 3 nights of Drake. I always gotta say pause after that, but it was an amazing event. And just thinking that this year we're gonna get 3 days of Ye as well, I was like, oh no, we're going back. We're going back. Hold my Airbnb from last year in Wembley. We will be back, because I was not missing 3 days of Kanye West. But as soon as it was mentioned by Wireless, we started seeing a whole lot of sponsors first start dropping off. The biggest one being Pepsi Cola, who is the main sponsor for Wireless Festival. And again, we attended last year. You see a lot of branding from these sponsors throughout the festival.
With Pepsi, for instance, our lead sponsor, and they signed off and approved it, for example, and perhaps we should have done.
Really? That's fascinating. Sorry to interrupt again, but that's fascinating. So Pepsi, who've pulled out now, haven't they? Pepsi originally were quite happy for him to come.
Correct, yes. They're our headline sponsor. We asked them to sign off on it, and they did.
UK's Wireless Fest, after it was announced that Ye would be headlining all 3 nights. It's popping off at Complex. I'm Jordan Rose, and this morning, Rockstar Energy Drink pulled out of sponsoring Wireless, making it the 4th major company to do so, following PayPal, PepsiCo, and Diageo, who pulled out in recent days. The UK Prime Minister also said it was, quote, deeply concerning that Ye was headlining the festival, and the UK Shadow Home Secretary also wrote a note this morning urging the Home Secretary to block the rapper from performing. The main question here is whether or not Wireless will choose to keep Ye on the bill, though it's interesting that these sponsors are pulling out now as if they're just learning about him headlining all 3 nights, when usually brands would be privy to this before signing their deals. This is coming off Ye's 2 sold-out nights at SoFi Stadium, with early reports citing that it earned $33 million across both nights and $18 million on Friday's show alone, making it one of the highest-grossing single shows in live music history. The show looked amazing and reignited conversations that no one could see Ye in a versus matchup. Bully also debuted at number 2 on the Billboard charts, moving roughly 187,000 units. So, what does accountability look like for Kanye West? Clearly, roughly 160,000 fans who pulled up to SoFi, including celebrities like Lauryn Hill, Dave Chappelle, Jerry Lorenzo, Chloe Bailey, and more, are ready for this new Ye redemption arc. Others are still holding him to the fire and not accepting the written apology he released a few months ago to the Jewish community as enough. I think restorative justice is complicated and doesn't have a one-size-fits-all approach. Let me know what you think. Will Ye still headline Wireless Fest? And what do you think of his comeback in general? In the comments down below. Complex, I'm Jordan Rose. Make sure to shop at Complex for exclusive vinyl and merch. Peace.
PayPal, the payment provider, is now the latest company that said it will no longer be working with Wireless Festival. They join the likes of the British drinks giant Diageo, who own Johnnie Walker whiskey and other liqueur brands, along with PepsiCo, which of course runs the soft drink Pepsi, but a whole host of other food brands as well. And it's all in response to the anti-Semitic posts that have been put out by Kanye West, also known as Ye, in the past few years. He released a song last year called Heil Hitler. He was selling merchandise on his website that included a swastika on a T-shirt. Now, Kanye says that he's bipolar. He went through a 4-month period where he was suffering manic episodes, and in a newspaper apology that he took out, he said, "I'm not a Nazi and I'm not an anti-Semite." But you can see there now 3 big brands have said they will no longer be working PayPal, the payment provider, with Wireless Festival. And of course, it is a big problem for that festival because when you've got sponsorship deals, they can be worth quite a lot of money, up to about 25% in some cases of the revenue that a festival can make. And remember, music festivals run on very tight operational budgets. Most of their budgets will go on their headline act, of which Kanye was meant to be performing across all 3 nights of Wireless Festival. Now, quite interestingly, if you look on the website's social inclusion charter, it says, "We will not tolerate discrimination because of someone's disability, religion, race, gender, sexual orientation, or gender with Wireless Festival." And of course, identity in any form. Discriminatory words or actions have no place at Wireless Finsbury Park. Well, so far, we've yet to hear from the festival or indeed from Kanye, but it's clear that there are now multiple calls from multiple politicians, including the Prime Minister, Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the Conservatives, and Ed Davey, the leader of the Liberal Democrats. And in the last few minutes, we've also heard that the Shadow Home Secretary, Chris Philp, is writing to the Home Secretary asking for the Home Secretary to ban Kanye West from coming to the United Kingdom under the Immigration Act. Identity in any form.
And to lose your main sponsor, I was like, wow, let me hold off, because I was already ready to buy my flight. But when I started seeing how everyone was reacting, then Diageo jumped out, then Rockstar, then PayPal. PayPal's not even a sponsor, but they're like, yo, just to let y'all know, we not cool with this shit either. Like, niggas ain't even a sponsor. But I saw, due to them doing pre-sales through PayPal, PayPal's like, bro, we not doing no more pre-sales for y'all. We're not even working with ticketing to do anything for a wireless festival if Kanye West is the headliner. Which, I'm not gonna lie to you, was shocking to me at first. It was shocking to me at first because we seen what happened at SoFi Stadium, and for him to start his tour in California when it comes to the United States, which we haven't seen him there since 2024 Rolling Loud when we went to go see them for the Vultures. I was shocked. To start at SoFi, 2 nights, sold out, broke a whole ton of records. We even seen the post that they posted after the first week of Bully, which is an amazing album, was getting amazing praise.
We went back to Ye's house and ate Popeye's chicken. Did we not? We just went and ate chicken, nigga. That was it. We was all at this house like, so that happened.
Yeah.
We see Ye post, Ye Bully, 200,997 copies first week. Sales in the US, #1 album, #1 streaming album in the US, #1 video on YouTube, Father with Travis Scott, #1 album on Apple Music Global, #1 album on Apple Music Global, #1 album on Spotify Global, 264 million global streams on Spotify to date, highest grossing concert in SoFi Stadium history all in 1 week. Bully Deluxe on the way, which hearing Bully Deluxe in the end, oh my God. I don't know if you can see the excitement in my face. I'm here waiting for it. We even see a breakdown. And guys, don't forget, Ye missed a day. He was supposed to drop the album Friday. He ends up dropping it Saturday. So he missed an entire day of sales. He did the same thing with Donda. He ended up dropping on like Sunday when he was going against Certified Lover Boy and lost a whole bunch of days of sales as well. I don't know. I don't know what Kanye's thinking process really is behind that. On missing that day, is it to build hype because everyone didn't get it on Friday? And he's thinking, again, just the marketing, just the hype is gonna get enough people to go Saturday or whatever day you actually drop to go listen to it. Because losing 1 day of sales is a major hit when you're trying to get that #1 album. But still, for Ye, on everything that we dealt with at being Kanye fans for the last like 2 years and really how crazy it got last year, to see the excitement, to see the acceptance that people gave him and to accept his forgiveness. Remember, he sat down with a rabbi and apologized to him in person, apologized to all the destruction that he was causing against the Jewish community the last couple years.
Able to sit here. I feel really blessed to be able to sit here with you today and just take accountability. I was dealing with some various issues, dealing with bipolar also. So it would take the ideas I had and have me take them to an extreme where I would forget about the protection of the people around me and myself. So I wanted to come and take accountability. Sometimes people aren't that knowledgeable about the bipolar and the cause or what causes it and the way you act when you have this disease. So it's like if you left the house and you left your kid at the house and your kid went and messed up the kitchen and messed up the garage and messed up the living room. Now when you get back, it's your responsibility because that's your child. And that's the way I look at it. It's like I gotta go clean up the kitchen, I gotta clean up the living room, I gotta clean up the garage. Yeah, and it's a big deal for me as a man to come and take accountability for all the things that I've said, and I really just appreciate you embracing me with open arms and allowing me to make amends. And this is the beginning and the first steps and the first brick by brick to build back the strong walls.
That's it.
ישראל שהיהדות, the rabbi said the Judaism, היא נתנה לעולם את התשובה. Judaism brought to the world a way for someone when he regret about something that he has done wrong. היהדות חיה על התשובה. And the Jews live on this way of if someone did something wrong, he can regret and fix it. And the rabbi is hugging you and hugging everybody. And God willing, and from now on, strong things and good things, and only good. You are a very good man.
Amen. That's a blessing, man. Yeah, good.
Not only that, he also wrote a 700-page letter that was released, I believe, through the Wall Street Journal, highlighting his apology to the community and how he's going to try to go forward in his battle that he deals with every single day with his manic episodes and his bipolar disorder. To my acknowledgement, to my opinion, he's been medically diagnosed. So it's not like Ye's making these things up. But yes, July 10th, July 11th, and July 12th, I was so excited. I was already making the plans. I was already putting my fits aside like it was gonna be the first day of school. But after the sponsors started backing out, then we started seeing the politicians enter the realm, and that's when it got really scary.
West's partnership with Wireless is crashing and burning, but I can reveal that Finsbury Park wasn't Kanye West's first choice when he decided to make his play and come back to the UK. No, in fact, his first choice was the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So yes, it was in fact Tottenham that Kanye first wanted to perform at. Now, football fans will know that that club, my club, have a long historical connection with the Jewish community in London. So why Kanye would think Tottenham would ever platform him is an absolute mystery. So I have had it confirmed that Kanye did approach Tottenham Hotspur last year in 2025, said he wanted to play a string of shows at the ground, very much like Beyonce before him, and they firmly said absolutely not. It was after Tottenham said no that Kanye then approached Wireless with his team and said, we want to perform there. And Wireless were the ones who said, yes, you can come and play. Now that is kind of ending in disaster. Have you seen the news? This morning, Pepsi, who sponsor Wireless, confirmed that they were pulling out. They're no longer sponsoring Wireless. This comes after Sir Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister, absolutely slammed the festival organisers for deciding to book Kanye and to platform him. Is this going to carry on? Is Wireless going to happen with Kanye? I'm not so sure at this point. At the moment, Wireless aren't saying anything, but I think over this Easter weekend, they're going to be seriously reconsidering their plans and wondering whether this festival can go ahead. Now they've lost their sponsorship, I don't know if it...
He has to show change through his actions. With that in mind, should Kanye West be allowed to perform at Wireless Festival? Because there also have been calls for him to be banned from travelling to Britain.
No, he should not be allowed to perform. We've called for him to not be allowed into the UK. This man has said some horrific, vile things. The Jewish community in this country are at ridiculous levels of abuse and hatred and assault at the moment. We've seen hate marches through the streets of London. People terrified to walk around their own streets, terrified to send their kids to school. We've seen places of worship attacked, violent attacks, people killed. We've seen ambulances run by volunteers burned on the streets of London. We need to get really serious about this. The government needs to get really serious about this. People in this country should be able to practice whatever faith or religion they want and be protected in doing so. We cannot allow the Jewish community to continue to be subject to such attack. And this sends a strong signal that we will not allow these people into the country to preach that hate. We saw what happened with Bob Villan, the BBC broadcasting this utterly vile abuse out to homes across the country. It's unacceptable. The government needs to do something about it.
Because when the sponsors pulled out, seeing Wireless Festival release articles and speak and still the defense of Ye and being like, bro, yes, we're in support of the Jewish community, but we also want to give this man a second chance. He deals with mental illness. Not only does he deal with mental illness, he has begged for a second chance and will give, and he's saying that he will lead as an example and show change. Wireless standing behind them after losing all their major sponsors, I was beyond shocked. I think I'm gonna support Wireless for the rest of my life. I'm buying merch even if I can't make it to London, because seeing how they stood by Ye was beautiful. Even when the politicians, the sponsors, everyone was turning against you, you knew what the fans wanted. You knew what Wireless supporters wanted and how excited we was to see Kanye announce this. The Prime Minister then started reviewing if Kanye West was gonna be allowed in the country, and we started seeing a whole bunch of other politicians saying that it's disgusting, London shouldn't stand with Ye, they should have never even invited him to headline an event like Wireless Festival. And guess what? We end up getting an update that the UK government actually blocked Ye from entering the country today. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I wish I could tell every single one of them to their face, suck my, like I wish I could literally prolong it, suck my right in their face. Like that's
To bring you some breaking news now, and Sky News understands that Kanye West has been blocked from entering the UK as his presence would not be conducive to the public good. It's understood West made an application to travel to the UK yesterday via an electronic travel authorization, and the government blocked West's permission to travel, and he doesn't hold a valid authorization visa. And this, of course, due to the fact that he was meant to headline the Wireless Festival later this summer, but many sponsors of the festival pulled out because of Kanye West's history of anti-Semitic comments. So we're now hearing that the government has blocked West's permission to travel to the UK.
You guys don't know what you did to me. I feel like Mike Tyson when he's like, you wanna feel my pain? You wanna feel my pain? It's like if somebody was to take your kids and just stomp on their testicles. I forgot exactly what he said, but that pain that he described is what I felt when I saw Ye was banned.
I wish one of your guys had children so I could kick them in the head or stomp on their testicles so you could feel my pain, because that's the pain I had waking up every day.
The only thing that can make this shit up is Ye do 3 days in the United States. I don't know why this nigga's everywhere but here. I don't know why he's everywhere but here. Lord, can we get Kanye West in Florida? I would drive to Jacksonville. I'll drive to Tallahassee, Pensacola. I don't even know if that's in Florida. I'm down to travel wherever the world in the 7 seas to see this guy. And if it's gonna be 3 nights of Ye, I'm willing to leave the country as well. But we do get the update. The UK government has blocked Kanye West's permission to travel to the UK following controversy over his planned headline set at this summer's Wireless Festival in London. The Home Office told the BBC, pause, yo, if y'all reporting is called the BBC, we should already know that y'all already on some AO shit. The reporter made an application to travel to the UK yesterday via an electronic travel authorization, ETA. It said the decision to refuse permission was made on the grounds that his presence would not be conducive to the public good. For almost half a decade, West has caused outrage for a string of anti-Semitic, racist, and pro-N-word comments. That shit broke my heart seeing that. Just officially knowing that we're not gonna see Ye there. I'm not going. I don't care who you get. You would have to get Drake again for another 3 nights for me to even consider it. There's no one else in the world that's gonna get me to fly to London other than seeing Kanye West at Wireless Festival. And then we get the confirmation from Wireless that they're not even gonna try to get another headliner. This is what I took from it. I could be wrong, but after reading this, what I got from it is like, all right, bet, GG's. We just not doing Wireless. After having Drake last year for 3 nights with the whole Central Seas Day, having Burna Boy and Vibes Cartel, Popcorn, Party Next Door, all that the first day, yo, Wireless was wild last year. How many people showed up to then see them cancel the next year was, I couldn't have never guessed it. If you would have asked me that while I was at Wireless last year, I would have never guessed it. But we do see them post Wireless. As a result of the Home Office banning Ye from entering the United Kingdom, Wireless Festival has been forced to cancel. All ticket holders will receive an automatic full refund, which that was another thought of mine. Like, hold on, I paid to see Kanye. What if I would have bought my tickets? Because they did a PayPal pre-sale, but I was just scared. But what if I would have bought it? Would I have been stuck to see the new headliner? Because I'm seeing people online like, yo, it might be KSI. KSI. I would have lost the money. I would have lost the money on the ticket. I'm not going. But to see people were refunded, that's dope. Because it's like, you paid for Ye. I went to Rolling Loud. I forgot what year that was. I want to say like 21 or 22 when he was supposed to headline here in Miami. And then last second cancels. They replaced him with Kid Cudi. Something told me to go to Little Durk's set that day. It's so crazy. Something told me to go to Little Durk's set. And Kanye West comes out as the special guest. But when he canceled, they didn't just ask us, yo, you guys want a refund? Y'all cool? Like, nah, bro. They're just like, yo, don't worry. We got another headliner, Kid Cudi. And I love Cudi. I've seen Cudi 100 times. Cudi's one of my favorite artists of all time. But at that moment, I bought those tickets for Kanye West. So that really just broke my heart. So I'm happy to see how Wireless reacted. And one thing that came to mind when I started seeing all the sponsors falling out was Wireless just announced it to us, to the public, that Kanye's gonna headline. They didn't tell any of the sponsors. They didn't have to write it off when they're sponsoring a show. And little to my surprise, which made the most logical sense, we see Melvin Benn from Wireless Festival confirm that Pepsi knew who the headliner was, Ye, Kanye, formerly known as Kanye West, and they officially signed off on it. To later just go and retract on their agreement and pull their sponsor, nasty. Did they start seeing how people were commenting? What happened? What led to the change of heart?
With Pepsi, for instance, our lead sponsor, and they signed off and approved it, for example, and perhaps we should have done.
Really? That's fascinating. Sorry to interrupt again, but that's fascinating. So Pepsi, who've pulled out now, haven't they? Pepsi originally were quite happy for him to come.
Correct, yes. They're our headline sponsor. We asked them to sign off on it, and they did.
Because what I was seeing was just a whole bunch of positive. And everyone that I saw that went to the SoFi Stadium, there has been nothing else in my algorithm or my timeline. Everyone's just posted about how great this show was, the people that went, or the ones that did not go post of how bad they actually wanted to go. Hey, yo, Kerr Starmer, suck my balls. Kanye West should have never been invited to headline Wireless. This government stands firmly with the Jewish community, and we will not stop in our fight to confront and defeat the poison of anti-Semitism. We will always take the action necessary to protect the public and uphold our values. It's crazy. Again, Kanye's apologizing, and they're treating this man like he caught a body. They're treating this man, and it's funny because, again, I love Travis Scott more than anyone, but I have seen people posting crazy things. I love Breezy. I don't want to kick one man down a bit, build another one up, but where do you draw the line? Travis Scott headlined after what happened at Astroworld, and people actually lost their life. And what I saw as the public was a black and white apology from Travis Scott that wasn't even received too well from the public, but he still headlined, and Pepsi Cola still sponsored the event, to my acknowledgement. Chris Brown, one of my favorite of all time. You guys already know I forgave this man years ago, and I wanted the public to do it as well. But Pepsi Cola forgave him because he headlined the Wireless Festival, I want to say 10 years ago. And I believe Pepsi Cola was still the sponsor at that time, which I'm happy that Pepsi Cola accepted and forgave Travis Scott. Trust me, I was there when he came out with Future at Rolling Loud and cried. I almost dropped a tear with him. Travis Scott's one of my favorite of all time. I forgave him, and I still don't even really think he's at blame. Yes, when it's your venue, he should have done more to stop a lot of things that could have went different. But do I think he's the sole one to blame for all the things that happened at Astroworld that day? Not at all. Chris Brown, that happened when the dude was a kid. He's apologized. He's done everything he could possibly do. I'm happy they forgave him. A crime against a black woman, we could forgive him. A whole bunch of children and like a whole bunch of people died at an Astroworld event. It ain't my family. It ain't nobody I'm cool with. So Pepsi, we could forgive him. But when Kanye West comes back after an apology, after being accepted in SoFi, after speaking to a rabbi, after giving every apology that he can give. Actually, hold on. We missed a Kanye West apology.
I love the Kanye that I've met over the years. I love the artist. I think there is no artist I probably love more across any genre ever. I think he is probably the greatest artist to ever live. Even he thinks that. Your interviews with him are like things I've seen as much as I've seen The Godfather, just quotes and gaga. You know, like
100%.
he's a genius, and the stuff with the hate stuff sucks.
It's brutal.
And we see this additional apology from Kanye West, basically saying that he's seen everything that's going on in the Wireless Festival right now and all the controversy and all the back and forwards, and he really wants to just lead with love and peace and bring everyone together as unity with his music. And it looks like the Jewish community in the letter that they put out that they would be open to meet with Kanye West, what it looks like they're mad about is, yes, he apologized, but I don't think they really take it as it's so sincere, we're just gonna forgive him right away. Because one of the songs that we all love, well, I'm gonna speak for myself, All the Love, I think is one of the best songs on Bully. But if you guys remember World War III, that track was actually gonna be on there and it was called Gas Chamber. It was a slightly different, but it was gonna be called Gas Chambers and it was on there. So they're looking at it like, you're apologizing, but you still put the song on the album. The song has nothing to do with hate. It doesn't bring up the other group. It doesn't bring down any certain religion. But yes, it wasn't an album before that was gonna be called World War III and the track was called originally Gas Chambers, but the song was changed a bit around. And it looks like from here, what we're getting is there's no forgiving Ye for some people in this world.
Get your bitch ass one out of here too. Don Lemon's telling us that we should feel ashamed for listening to Ye. Is this nigga out of his mind? Is this nigga out of his mind? Must think he's still on CNN. Get this nigga on out of here, man. Bruv, we gonna bump what's hot. A couple favorite rappers I listen to, they beat they bitch. Sorry, I don't agree with it, but it happens. I ain't gonna cut it off. I'm not cutting that music off. A couple rappers I listen to, they got like 4 or 5 bodies. They're not good people. I ain't gonna cut their music off neither. I'm bumping even more. Couple of these other niggas, they done, shit, Jay-Z done poisoned the whole community. Niggas say he had 92 bricks. Jay-Z might have been the first nigga to be passing out the fent. We don't know. We don't know. Shit's fire though. We gonna bump it. This woke ass mother coming in here telling us what we could listen to, man. Then they toss this nigga off of CNN. Get your black ass on out of here, nigga. Get that zest fest on out of here. Get out of here, nigga. Like, man, hit the road, Jack.
What will come from this? What's Ye's future with performing? Subscribe to the channel. Will we see Ye actually pick up more shows now in the United States? I'm here to support him. I'm gonna always be open about it. I am here to support Ye. As soon as we see any Ye shows here in the United States, I will be attending. We also going to unbox the Bully vinyl today as well. So if you guys want to see that unboxing, I suggest you subscribe to the channel. We're on that road to 22,000 subscribers. Sub up, sub up.